Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived two best friends, Zoe and Rumi. They grew up on the same street, went to the same school, and did almost everything together. People often said, "Where there is Zoe, there is Rumi." Their friendship was strong and full of laughter, secrets, and dreams. Every morning, they walked to school side by side. They shared their lunch, helped each other with homework, and even dreamed about starting a small bakery together when they grew older. For them, friendship was the happiest part of life. But as they got older, small differences began to appear. Zoe loved reading and drawing, while Rumi was more interested in sports and competitions. At first, these differences did not matter, but soon they began to argue. One day, during a school event, their friendship faced its biggest test. Rumi was chosen to lead the school sports team. Zoe, who was in charge of decorating for the event, asked Rumi to help her after practice, but Rumi, tired and busy, refused. Zoe felt hurt. She said angrily, "You don't care about our friendship anymore. All you care about is winning." Rumi, also upset, replied, "That's not true. You just don't understand me. Maybe you're jealous because I got chosen as the leader." Those words struck Zoe's heart like a knife. She didn't speak to Rumi after that. Rumi, equally angry, turned away too. From that day on, they stopped walking to school together, stopped sharing lunch, and stopped talking. Days turned into weeks, and their silence grew heavier. At first, both girls felt proud, thinking the other should apologize first. But slowly, a deep sadness filled their hearts. They missed each other, but were too stubborn to forgive. One afternoon, Zoe sat by the window, looking at the empty street where she and Rumi used to play. She whispered to herself, "Why do I feel so lonely? Why do I miss her laugh?" Tears rolled down her cheeks. She remembered all the good times, their secrets, their promises, and the way they always supported each other. At the same time, Rumi sat in the schoolyard, watching other children laugh and play. She felt a sharp ache in her chest. "Zoe was my best friend," she thought. "Why did I let anger take her away? Was my pride more important than our friendship?" One day, their teacher noticed how both girls looked sad and quiet. She called them after class and said, "True friendship is like a flower. It needs care, patience, and forgiveness to grow. If you let anger stay in your heart, the flower will wither and die." Her words touched both Zoe and Rumi deeply. That evening, Zoe decided to write a letter. She wrote, "Dear Rumi, I miss you. I am sorry for the hurtful words I said. Our friendship means more to me than any argument. Can we start again?" She folded the letter and placed it in Rumi's locker. When Rumi opened the letter the next morning, her eyes filled with tears. She quickly wrote back, "Dear Zoe, I am sorry too. I should have been more understanding. You are my best friend, and nothing can change that. Yes? Let's start again." When Zoe received the reply, her heart jumped with joy. At lunch, both girls walked toward each other shyly. For a moment, they stood silent. Then Rumi smiled and said, "Friends again." Zoe nodded and hugged her tightly. Friends forever. From that day on, they never allowed anger to stay between them for long. Whenever they had a disagreement, they remembered the pain of those weeks without each other. They learned to say, "I am sorry, and I forgive you" quickly, because forgiveness was the key to saving their friendship. Years later, when they grew older, they opened the bakery they had always dreamed of. They named it Forever Friends Bakery. Inside the bakery, there was a small sign on the wall that read, "Friendship grows stronger with forgiveness." Everyone who visited the bakery admired not only the delicious bread and cakes, but also the beautiful bond between Zoe and Rumi. And whenever young children asked about the sign, the two friends would smile and tell their story, the story of how they lost each other once, but found their way back through forgiveness. Moral: friendship is one of the most precious gifts in life. But even the strongest friendships can face storms of anger and misunderstandings. True friends are not the ones who never fight, but the ones who learn to forgive and value each other more than their pride. Forgiveness makes friendship last forever.